What is happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone out there is doing good. So I went ahead and bought myself. It's the only thing I got myself for my birthday, and it came in the mail today. And I damn near actually forgot that I ordered it because your boy got super litty, and he's been recovering ever since. So I'm gonna be doing an unboxing, kind of going over my thoughts about the packaging and the the quality of the product, and then hopefully showing you guys how to do an install in your EF chassis Honda Civics. So very blatant message warning people not to try to use this kit on their DA Integras. It says that the connectors look the same, but they are in fact not. So there's a quick little boost in credibility. They've done their homework. So first things first, as always, whenever you're working on your car, you want to disconnect your battery. I think just doing the negative side is just fine, but I'm going to go ahead and do the positive side as well. Alright, so obviously I could mount it in a few places down here. Obviously this would be pretty perfect for it, or right over here. But I am going to go ahead and install the kit the way I think it looks the cleanest. And yes, that is all I'm basing it off of, just how clean it looks. Because I want to have that push button right there in the ignition spot. So, with that being said, you basically will end up just having a piece like this. Probably get rid of the ring around there. Just feed that wire through there. Get these tabs bent in. You can see it. That's basically what it's going to look like from the inside. So let's get started on the car. This is another thing I should have probably looked into before throwing the dash back in. It's going to be pretty tight up in here, especially to film. And I'm going to have to find a way to get a light in here. So I'm going to go get all this prepared and then come back. So the first thing you're going to want to do, if you haven't already, is start to take off your instrument gauge cover. So this little cover just slides right off, and then you see these little riveted looking like bolts. You're going to want to remove those. Let's see if you can even get to this one without hitting the dash. I'm going to take this all the way off really quick, and maybe we won't have to take off the dash. Might be able to get to that. I'm going to take off the instrument gauge as well. Alright, got the instrument gauge out of the way. Now, the JDI website has a video on this, but they're like missing this part for whatever reason. Probably just forgot or figured that you could watch another video. Alright, so you can get to these, both these rivets here. Bring it down a little bit more if you need some more space from it. And basically, I guess what you do is you just get like a flathead screwdriver or a flathead chisel, and you just smack against the edge of this, and it should just loosen up. So I'm going to try to demonstrate that really quick if I can find a way to rig the camera up. So basically, I guess with you just kind of get it on the angle there. It's kind of hard to see. Oh yeah, that does just spin. So yeah, it's really easy. I removed these plugs too, just to give me a little extra space. But you can see it's already loosening up. Alright, so this bottom one is a lot harder for me. It might just be my car, but I did notice that I took this out, this bolt out because it was loose all the way. I put it back in a couple threads just because I started to notice that I was just kind of like banging against like the metal, and it was like tweaking it. And I don't want to ruin this piece in case I want to revert back to the original equipment. So I don't know, just kind of keep that in mind. It's because the angle is way harder to work with. And you kind of want to make sure that you have your steering column locked in place as well. That's another thing. I do think it'd probably be easier if the dash wasn't in place. So if you are gonna get this kit, maybe, you know, if your dash is already off, like do it with the dash off. You know what I should just say is maybe loosen each side first, because otherwise you're going to be fighting against, you're going to be trying to hit it, and all the momentum in your swings is going to be lost because it's got the play in it now. So maybe maybe loosen up both sides at once, and then try to do it so you're not dealing with you know, wasting hammer swings and whatnot. So I just went ahead and screwed this back in as tight as I could with my fingers, and it's already spinning a lot easier over here on the bottom part. I could probably just, yeah, I could just spin it with, oh. And once it's loose enough, you can actually just use your hand and kind of just twist it the same way, and voila. You just need it loose enough to get it off of the steering column, and now we're ready to go to the next step, and that's going to be disconnecting this other cable that plugs into the dash fuse box right there, like that. It's a little 4-pronger, and you have successfully gotten rid of your ignition system, and now you're ready to replace it with this. So this next part's pretty straightforward. You're going to basically be replacing the plugs with the kit's plugs, and this one's going to be going up with this right here, like that, and then you got your 4-prong over here, and that's going to go in the same spot you just pulled the other one out of, right up in here, like that. And now you're just left with this and a ground wire. You want to have the ground wire be its own dependent ground for this kit, according to the JDI people. So go ahead and find a spot wherever you want, underneath your dash or wherever you want to have this grounded off at, and then plug this into the box. There you go. Make sure that's snapped in. It's not coming out. Same with all the other plugs. Make sure it's snapped in. You might have to force this one up. I had to. And then, yeah, so you're going to want to find your ground spot for this. And then you have your antenna here. And this piece is going to be plugged into the back of that box, I believe right there. And then you have another plug for this piece right here, and this is going to be connected to your brake. So this is all pretty straightforward. So I don't really need to show you how to put a bunch of plugs in that can only go in one way. It's going to be up to you to decide where you want to mount this thing at, where you want to tuck it up at. Same with your antenna. Your antenna can be mounted, you know, in here, for instance, and then that way you can have your key when you're done installing this. You can just swipe it over the center console, wherever you want to put it. You can extend the wires to put it in your roof even if you wanted. Whatever you want to do with it. It's your car, it's your kit. You're going to install it your way. But yeah, so I just wanted to get everything connected because this is just going to be a visual video. I'm just showing you guys how to install this product on an EF chassis. So next up is getting the brake light or brake pressure whatever that is, the positive wire spliced in, so then you can connect it with this orange wire here. I'm gonna figure out what these two purple wires do. I have a feeling it's for a kill switch or something, but I'll get back to you on that. So it says that the purple wires are for a ground wall running wire or immobilizer bypass wire connector. So I assume that's like if you have like an alarm system or something. So I'm gonna go ahead and ignore that and just focus on getting the foot brake 12 volt positive wire spliced in with this here little splicey dealer. I've never used one of these, so I'm gonna see how to use these and then tell you how to do it. Alright, so your brake pedal switch is gonna be right here. So I think the best way to go about doing this is maybe removing the two nuts for the fuse box and just getting that out of the way so you can get a better grip on it. So once you get the brake pressure switch plug, it's a 4-wire plug. I don't know about all the other chassis. Expose some of the loom, take the loom off of me and expose the wire. And I guess it just says just to put the little splice deal onto the positive wire there, which is a white and green. Alright, so I was like thinking this was a 4-prong plug, but it's just 2, so I assume I could just splice into either one of these 2. I don't know which one does what. I assume this might be a wagon thing, it might be a 90 through 91 thing. Everything else I can only find just 2 wires, so the difference is this one has 1 red dot on it and the other wire has 2 red dots on it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and splice into the first one with 1 red dot on it, and hopefully I don't like blow my car up somehow. So hopefully that's good. Alright, now that we have that connected with the orange wire, and like I said, I'm pretty sure these are either for a kill switch or like an alarm system or something. I'm just going to leave these kind of hanging out for now, but I can go ahead and actually test this kit out now that everything is connected. And that's all I'm going to do in this video, and then I'm just going to show you my end product. So I'm going to go ahead and get this ground tightened to the frame somewhere with the 10 mil, and then go ahead and reconnect my battery and this brake pressure switch plug, and then give it a try to see if it starts. Alright, so I went ahead and grounded my ground to this little 10 mil spot right here underneath the dash, and I think I'm ready to reconnect my battery. After I put this plug back in. Oh jeez, I almost sent my car into my water heater. Pull the button down. Release clutch, release brake. I think we're good to go, folks. I'm stoked. Alright, now that I figured out that this system works, I'm going to go ahead and put everything back together. Don't forget to put the fuse box back up, your brake pressure switch, and tuck up everything the way that you're going to want to. And I'll come back to my completed, boom, just like that. We are ready to go. Oh, that's right, you gotta swipe the key. Let's see here. Got power to the stereo. And that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Peace out. I'm not gonna front. This is a good ass product so far. They got my my UMShane approval, my cat float approval. You